All of your freshly cut lawns and freshly transferred plants being drowned in water, and the streets being in horrible condition to drive in due to the bleak weather out. This is the reality for multiple streets and places in Ludlow. These conditions can be dangerous and even costly for most residents for repairs due to flooding and stormwater. But you may ask, what even is stormwater? And how can flooding cause damage to my home? Join us as we find ways that you can help solve this problem.
Now, you may be asking, what is stormwater? Stormwater is rainwater that hits the ground and flows out into streets, lawns, and many other areas. This water picks up plumes from places like your roofs, lawns, and even your roads. You know that freshly placed fertilizer that you didn't read the directions for because you thought it was so easy? It just got swept away because it rained. $200 gone. Where does this water end up? It ends up in sewage or other bodies of water like ponds and like all those nasty pollutants, including your fertilizer, goes in there and disrupts local wildlife and maybe even your water source.
All seen flooding footage of individuals dying from hurricanes or even flooding down south. And you figure you're so safe up here far north because you're so far from the equator down south that it couldn't happen up here, right? You'd be wrong. And we're so far away from oceans, right? No, you'd be wrong. We have so much rainfall that flooding is common. There's some streets in Ludlow where flooding happens and it floods into basements and causes damage, black mold, ruins the infrastructure, ruins basements, and the erosion and mold over time can lead to serious health infections or even death. Yikes. The issue with stormwater is when it rains from storms, the water runs down driveways, roofs, or streets into bodies of water. What's on streets, roofs, and our driveways? Fertilizer, pollutants, gravel, dirt, all this gross stuff. And it's going to bodies of water where people like to swim, dogs like to drink out of, animals live in, which pollutes our water and makes it not safe. And flooding is a problem because all the water is not able to become groundwater or is not able to get taken up by the sewage systems, ends up being dispersed as stormwater, or sometimes can be going in some people's houses, in their basements, flood in their basements, or flooding the streets, making it unable to drive or unsafe conditions. And if it's cold enough out, that stormy weather, that turns into ice. And you're not able to drive. Or if you do, good luck.
Well, now you may be asking, how can I help? You can help reduce the risk of flooding and stormwater carrying harmful pollutants to bigger bodies of water in your neighborhood by helping implement rain gardens and rain barrels. Well, you might be asking, what is that? Rain gardens is basically a garden built to help soak up rainwater into the ground to reduce flooding. You can fill it with flowers, other plants, maybe even crops. They can also double as really pretty scenery to add to either your back or front yard. Everyone would love it. Even your wife. If you don't have space for a rain garden because they can be kind of big, you can do a rain barrel instead, which takes up a lot less space. It's not as pretty, but it's just as effective. A rain barrel is a barrel that you put outside your house to collect rainwater that you can use for other things like cooking, cleaning, or watering any other plants you have. You can also turn it into a nice little craft for you or your kids, and they can decorate it to their heart's content. We are not asking you to plant rain gardens and use rain barrels to limit flooding and prevent stormwater from polluting bodies of water. Don't do something after it already happens, do it before it happens.